many people, social media has become an integral part of their lives, as they use it to communicate with friends or just look at basic news. This has become especially prevalent with COVID-19, as we can't see our friends face to face as much, so online social media platforms become a major way of communication. Political ideas in social media come around, but as long as we have good communication, this is not an issue. However, political polarization, where people become stuck in an idea that they can't listen to the other side, this starts to occur more and more as the decade goes on. As you can see, I see it in my Facebook posts where people become more arrogant on why they believe what they believe, and it's obvious that there's a lack of listening going on. On top of this, you can also see other social media platforms such as YouTube and Twitter have political ads that just reaffirm these ideas. So unfortunately, political polarization is forming more and more, and it's formed by people who become stuck in this idea like an echo chamber where they only have one line of thought, and also political ads that are reaffirming this one line of thought. So why does political polarization form? People can refine their social media. Many people can refine their social media news feeds to their own liking, and this can be seen through Twitter and Facebook, where you can follow whatever you want, as well as YouTube and many others. This often allows them to just get the information that they want, and ignore the information they don't want. However, diversity still occurs on social media, and it has been shown that social media actually has a wide range of ideas on it. Unfortunately, there's a sort of backfire effect that happens where when a person sees a different opinion, rather than understanding that opinion, they have a tendency to walk away from it and say this is wrong without actually fact checking it. A study done in 2018 showed that when Democrats were shown a conservative bot that shared conservative viewpoints, the Democrats became more polarized, and this also held true for Republicans as well when they were given a liberal bot giving them liberal information on social media. Also, social media has become a battleground for a lot of political parties, as when they are trying to nominate a candidate for elections, they often want to spread information on social media because of how big of a source it is. So therefore, certain companies and political parties are now pushing agendas that are just causing this political polarization to become more and more of a thing. So why is this relevant to us? Well, the data shows that while social media plays a really small role, it can affect elections. So this means that political parties are going to be willing to pour money into social media so that they can get their ideas out. The problem is this can create a lot of miscommunication. A study done in 2019 showed that misperceptions happened both in the 2012 and the 2016 election, and a lot of that was due to social media. It shows that falsehoods of Barack Obama, the former president of the United States, became more and more prevalent due to Facebook activity. Also, activity on social media was responsible for a lot of the miscommunication on Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump during the 2016 election. This shows that fake news can spread rapidly on social media, or at least information that is incomplete and can create falsehoods of people. If we continue to ignore political polarization and its rise, there will be some consequences. First of all, this misinformation and misperceptions of political figures and political ideologies will increase, just creating more distortion. So the communication will start to break down because of how people cannot interact with each other because they have because their information is based on falsehoods. Also, political parties will be able to roam free on social media as they're able to just pump money into it just to get the votes and the activity they want. And so the agenda will just be easily pushed. So, to avoid this issue, there are several things we can do. First of all, the most important way to solve this issue is to have an open mind and always fact check what you're going through. Often, even if you agree or disagree strongly with the given statements on social media, before you make a judgment on it, it's always best to fact check it and check if other sources are portraying the same idea. Because it is very easy to come across fake or incomplete information on social media, and we always need to fact check it and always need to be open-minded about how accurate is this information. With that being said, there's also things that these social media platforms can do to help us. First of all, we need to shut down misinformation and all this incomplete articles going around. Facebook is responsible for this, but if you see it as well, you need to make sure you can contact people and contact your friends or Facebook and just call it out. Also, there needs to be a limit on how much money political parties can pump into social media, as right now they can easily shift elections that way. So overall, political polarization is on the rise, but it can be alleviated. We can try to be diverse, but unless we are open-minded, it will not. Unless we're open-minded, it will not help at all. Hopefully, these recommendations will allow us to be more open, allow us to have better communication in the future, and allow us to just not stress so much about everything.